Hello, I'm Chrissy Seaton and welcome back to my YouTube channel, My Noahide Family. The title of today's video is Perfume of the Soul. And I want to just reflect on a few things that cross my mind from time to time, and I jot things down, and then every now and then I think, oh, that would be a great video for Women of Wisdom on a Wednesday. So here in Australia it is Wednesday morning now, and I wanted to talk about the perfume of our soul. And to help me, I've made a few notes. In the past I usually didn't need to jot notes down, but I'm finding with age and being busy, etc., on top of it, I need to jot a few keywords down to prompt me about what I want to say. Otherwise, one tends to sort of drift off on a tangent and lose the plot, so to speak. So we're going to look at a few points that I personally feel, particularly at my age, that are important to share with other women. Well, they're probably important for everyone, but particularly for women. And one of them, I think, is to honour my health and to nourish my body. Now, if I want to stay healthy, and I've, as you all know, recently had heart surgery, and I've had to rethink how I do things. There's some things I really can't lift anymore or shouldn't lift or try to, and so I just have to sort of make my day, and what I can't do I just wait till someone's here to help me. So there's lots of things we all know that we go out and huff and puff and try to do, and really it just required somebody maybe a little stronger to do it. So give way to those things. Also, we learn to move slowly. We will learn to move with ease, which means we walk with grace. And it makes a big difference. You know, that rush, we always half trot to get to wherever we're going in the supermarket, etc. No, it's not worth it. It's not worth it anymore. Move with ease and walk with grace, even when you're pushing the supermarket trolley. I think it's also important, we have wisdom as we grow older. It develops in stages. And I think one of the things that's very important is that we learn to build other people up, to encourage other people, compliment people on skills they have or hobbies they do well, anything, as long as you are building a person up, uplifting them. Don't develop a habit of saying, oh, it'd have been better if you'd have done this. Oh, I'd have done such and such instead of that. Build the person up. Because when you uplift another person, it's wonderful medicine for your soul. God responds to that. Every now and then we have to adjust our crown a little bit, because although we're trying to do the work of Hashem and mind our own behaviour and watch what we do, say and speak, every now and then our crown does slip to one side a bit, girls, and we've all related to that at some time or another. And accept it for what it is. My crown slipped for a while. Push it back, get it on straight, and start again. That's how it goes. Also practice gratitude with grace and ease as well. Look, don't hang off being grateful for something, whether it's just a small personal thing that nobody else will understand, but be grateful and say to Hashem, I have gratitude for this gift of today, or I have gratitude for I was able to finally mend that patch, on those jeans. I'm so grateful that I was able to do that. Be grateful for what you can do, not grizzle about what you can't do. And we all do that. We all say, oh, if only I could, I wish and it goes on, it goes on, it goes on. And in the end, you make yourself fully despondent, and that way you'll be dysfunctional. So you really have to keep on top of finding the good, being grateful, smiling, and going through your day like it's a fresh new start. Our smile is something that softens the way into anything. It brightens our face, and really a smile affects other people. You try it when you're in the supermarket sometime and you see these poor ladies and men, they're just pushing their trolley, they're on a mission, they're focused, and if you catch a glimpse of them and they make eye contact, smile at them, and it makes their day. You don't have to know them. Listen, we don't have to be like them and put our head down and not care, just pretend if nobody else is in the supermarket. I know we might feel like that some days, but the thing is, make an effort to give your smile to somebody else. Your smile is free, and you have no idea what a world of difference your smile makes to somebody else. A total stranger, don't have to speak words, just a smile and a nod of the head. Says a lot of things. Okay. When we have an opportunity, we should make an effort to lift other people up. You all know, you've got friends and family members. You can just tell when you meet them on that day that there's just something about them. Their sparkle is dull, or they're not as spontaneous and happy as they normally are. So make others feel noticed and say, what's your story today? Tell me about it. That's all you have to do. And pay attention, because we can all say, oh, yes, I understand, and then go on, and we haven't got a clue what we're talking about. And the people know it. Just say, tell me your story. Tell me about today. And people will be encouraged to say, oh, well, this happened, the car wouldn't start, and I was late getting the kids to school, and something else, and everybody has a day like that. And didn't it make us feel better when someone said, tell me your story. What happened today, Chrissy? What's your story? And you think, oh, and you feel so much better when you impart those things to a sympathetic ear, to a friend, or it can be a total stranger. And but you got it off your shoulders, you feel better for it. So try and do that. Try and do that. I think also we need to continue to evolve and motivate our body, our mind, and our soul. We need to do that every day. I use the example of when, I started a big decluttering in my home. Things I don't know why I saved. Things that, some clothes you haven't worn for 2 or 3 seasons. You're not going to wear them again, are you? Various things that you do not need. Pass them on, or if they're of no value to you any longer, or probably not to anyone else, throw them out. Throw it out. Minimalise things that you have to anguish over. We've got to also continue to learn new things. So and this is a good way of coming into this section, because when you've decluttered or when you've dismissed things or cut things off, you've eliminated things, whichever way it is, then you have a peace of mind to learn new things. If you know you've got a pile of stuff you need to declutter, you can't get your mind around approaching a new project or improving something in your life because it's blocked. The brain waves get blocked. So learning new things is a great way to open up some inspiration, not only in you but in others, and it relieves stress, and it's a useful thing to do. Also, we need to have values. Our values are something that makes us who we are, and we need to continue to live by them, not just, no, I'm not worried with it. Oh, what's the point? Well, there is a point to it because God knows. Hashem knows whether you're living by your values or not. Our crown often slips, girls and boys, often slips. We're not the saints we often think we are. So we just need to remember a few pointers. They're good things to remind ourselves about. Also, this is a very important thing to do, is you can walk away and say no to something or that which does not meet my values and my integrity. Now, this is something that can be a trap for people. How do I walk away or turn away from that? An example, someone is talking to you and they're you might have kids going to the same school, and her individual starts talking about the teacher in a disrespectful manner. Oh, look, my children, they're not getting anything out of it. The teacher, yada, 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 yada. The mouth keeps going. And, of course, you have to distance yourself from that. Don't get caught up in, how shall I say, potentiating somebody else's distress, or it could be imagination. There's many, you don't know the full story. And if it's not sitting right with you, then you need to just listen. And then, look, I've really got to go. I can't stay. I've got, to move on. You don't have to listen to that stuff that you don't approve of. And you've got to find a way to have the strength to say, oh, I've got to go. Look at your watch sort of thing. I've got to go. And if it's someone, and I've had to do this more than once, if it's someone who habitually bails you up at the most inopportune time and wants to talk about someone or wants to criticise the school system or the teacher or whatever, sometimes you just have to say, look, I can't talk about this with you. You have to sort that problem out with the people it concerns. I'm an outsider. I can't add any weight to solving that problem because I'm not part of it. And it's correct to say, look, I'm not part of the problem. You need to solve it or speak with the people who are. Now, I can tell you it takes a bit of strength the first time you say that, but it's something we as Noahides find necessary at times. You can't let people weigh you down with, being miserable and criticising things that are of no concern to you, and whether they're valid or not, it's something that perhaps you don't need to get involved with to start with. So you do have to be a little bit almost abrasive at times, but with a soft voice, low voice, and just say to them, look, I can't enter into this discussion. I don't know the full facts, and I think you should talk to someone who would be able to lend more insight to you and give you better advice. There's lots of ways you can say things to stop a conversation that's not going well and you're not approving of. So that's part of the term, living by my values. Live by my values. If I value this, then I need to live by it, not change my mind every time I feel like it. And I think one of the other things is that we need to become more of who I am, especially as we age. We look back and we see how we have grown. We look back to when we were at school, when we were a teenager, when we were a young person, adult, maybe starting our first job. Look back and reflect on those things and then celebrate who you have become. Thank Hashem for who you have become. And I think from my point of view, and I think a lot of women would relate to what I'm saying, sometimes it's very hard to say, I love the woman I have become. And if you can say that, that's good. Thank Hashem. If you don't feel, or you're not loving the person or the woman you have become, then you need to go back over this list of what I've just discussed in this video. And does it prompt you to think of something you could improve upon? Or does it open your mind to think about something else? Having said all this, we women are often our harshest and worst critics. So when we go through these things and review our life, remember that. Am I being overcritical? Do I need to cut myself some slack here? So there's got to be the good with the not so good. You've got to learn to balance it out. We don't have to sail through life accepting things that don't sit well with us. But by the same token, if we continue to go on and do nothing about those things, it's not a good thing to do. There's an old saying, forgive me, I can't remember whose quote it was, that said, wars start because good men do nothing. They just stand by and see what will happen. The same applies to us as women. Same thing. Mankind is like that. Thank you for watching my videos, and reminding you all again, please leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, and if you have any questions, you can always email me. I have a website that is called My Noahide Family, and you can find lots of useful links on that as well, including how to contact me. So please, ladies and men, remember the perfume of my soul is important. Let's make sure it's clean and refreshing and uplifting. Please take care, and God bless.